respected seniors from ISRO and delegates from all over in the industry, very warm good afternoon. The reliability of avionics systems used in our launch vehicles is ensured to a great extent by meticulous screening of electronic parts and exhaustive testing of and evaluation of the packages that we realize. Now, as we move more and more towards indigenization of the electronic parts, the screening of the parts also becomes important. We have the practice and the requirement of screening of each and every electronic part used in the launch vehicles. We used to get most of the avionics parts mill screen, that is screened into mill standard 883, but now we move more and more towards the industrial grade parts as well as indigenous parts. So there the requirement for establishing facility as well as carrying out the screening of all the parts become very important and a complex task. And associated with this is the advancement in technology, whereby we get very high pin count devices with a very small lead pitch as well as very high speed devices and complex devices, which require the development of complex test jigs and sockets. So this also is an area where we need the support of the industry in getting and in fabricating test jigs, burn-in sockets, test sockets, etc., especially for high pin count devices and microwave devices, where we need to get not only an electrical contact but impedance match requirement, etc. Then coming to the packages are tested exhaustively, not only at an SRC or standard room conditions, but at high temperature environments, vibration environments, as well as these packages are tested for their full functionality, their full electrical specifications, as well as their compatibility with the launch flight environment, what we call as test as you fly, where the packages are tested in the simulated flight conditions. And for this, very sophisticated automatic test equipment also is required. Earlier we used to have mostly CPCI or PXI based systems. Now we go for other platforms as well as even embedded controller based platforms also. And recently, that's a few months back, we had signed a contract with the CDAC for developing an integrated telemetry test station for testing all the telemetry packages in the flight environment, where they can be tested individually as well as in a overall integrated manner. So similar test setups are required for different packages. So coming to screening, you can see that these are the types of quantities involved in the number of parts, that is resistors, capacitors, etc. You can see that there are many different types of these components. Even though they are grouped together like this, there are many different types of these components inside each category, which require different screening and testing setups. And as we go for productionization with many number of flights per year, these quantities we cannot handle in-house by making use of our capacity alone. So that is why we require external industries to help us in carrying out the screening. And these are the typical tests that are involved in the screening flow. And you can see that it involves some high temperature tests, low temperature tests, some thermal cycling tests, as well as some mechanical tests including vibration, then some centrifuge tests, etc. And most important out of these tests is the burn-in test, which require very sophisticated test jigs, burn-in setups, etc., which we have to ensure that are able to apply some dynamic input conditions to a large number of devices together, because the burn-in is to be done for hours or days together, so a large number of devices are put together. And another important thing is the pre-burn-in and the post-burn-in electrical tests, where the devices are tested exhaustively for its functionality at to their rated specifications, including their accuracy requirement, their highest speed rating, etc. So these are the kind of equipment or the facility required for carrying out the screening. And the type of equipments are also listed here, mostly general purpose test and measurement equipments, but we make use of dedicated equipment also, for example VLSI testers or linear IC testers, even transistors, curve tracers, etc. And the test and burn-in sockets which I highlighted earlier. Now coming to test and evaluation of avionics packages, this also is a very important activity with respect to the whole avionics system. Here the packages, as I told earlier, are tested at SRC and at higher temperatures, even at a vibration environment. You can see that it involves a low temperature and high temperature test, vibration test, and a vacuum test for certain kinds of packages which will encounter a vacuum environment during the flight. And EMI tests, electromagnetic interference tests, are also carried out on some of the packages, not all. And functional tests, which I have highlighted earlier. Now, here you can see the types of packages that are there in the launch vehicle. This is for the, what is listed here in the table is the number of packages for a PSLV flight. The types of packages you can see here. And correspondingly, there are different types of checkouts also required. You can see that navigation, guidance and control packages, some 23 packages are used in a flight. Some of them are similar. So if you go to a detail, you can see that some 8 checkouts will be required for testing these 23 types of, for these 23 packages. Similarly, there are some common test setups required, like a continuity tester, 1553 protocol tester, thermal chambers, vibration shakers, EMI test facility, vacuum test chamber, as well as humidity control storage chambers. Now, for screening as well as test and evaluation, these are the general requirements, which includes having a dedicated environmentally controlled lab, as well as full ESD protection and very clean and uninterrupted power. And generally, for screening as well as for test and evaluation, we help the industry with setting up the facility. We give the complete test plan, and even many times we give the configuration of the test setups, and we help the industry to duplicate the test facility, whatever we have been using in VSSC, and we also provide the training. So as it has been highlighted earlier, we do a hand holding of the industry to do the test and evaluation. But in return, we expect that all the screening as well as the T&D is carried out meticulously as dictated in the test plan, and any deviations or non-conformances are highlighted, and the devices or packages are kept in the safe custody in controlled environments, and all the quality requirements are met. And of course, there are the confidentiality clauses as it is there anywhere. Thank you.
I thank VSSC friends for sharing the
for industrialization of PSLV. You might have heard from Dr. Shivan speaking to in various occasions that the full industry is gearing up to make entire of PSLV from industry right now. We are offloading the entire thing to industry right now, including launching in a phased manner. So entire of activities, whatever we are doing for PSLV is going to go out now. So it's not that the industries what we are doing right now can share this load now. We need a lot more industries to step in and pitch in for these activities in multiple numbers. And this particular activity, we are going to have a big in-house facility which is going out of VSSC, which we are getting 20 acres of land, am I right? 20 acres of land from Kerala government in Trivandrum in near that one space park. 4 acres we are having our own screening facility, and we are trying to bring in other 16 acres. We are trying to bring in more industries from outside. The assembly also can be done, then the screen components will be given to them, assembly also can be done, and again we can come back instead of going out of Trivandrum. So this is one important thing which we are looking for major partners. You can contact our officers here who have come here, our scientists who have come here from VSSC for this particular thing, if you really want to invest something in Trivandrum for this particular thing. And you are, for years together, whatever now you are expecting to, that your output is guaranteed actually. Because this is one thing which you are going in numbers now, and PSLV is going to fly for so many years from right now because it's the most competitive, cost competitive vehicle available in the world now. Okay, thank you.